speaker for this morning, because we usually have different speakers on Telegram, on our Telegram call. So this morning I am our speaker of this morning, and I will quickly start by introducing myself. I am Favorin. I am the international admin of SWIFTtrip and also the personal assistant to the CEO. Okay, so we will be talking about SWIFTtrip this morning. We'll be talking in details what this business is all about, and if it's your first time of connecting with us, you're here to get a better understanding of this business. All I can tell to you is for you to just stay tuned, listen to us attentively, then by your own self you can see the opportunity that has been given to you by the person who introduced this business to you. I want to tell you, sir, I want to tell you, man, that this business is something you've never done before. It's a life-changing opportunity. It's a life-changing business that is set to transform my life, your life, and the life of everyone that will identify with it for good. It is coming to elevate us. It is coming to eradicate poverty from not just our life, not just our family, but rather from our lineage. That is what SWIFTtrip is here to do. And it is for as many that can see what we are showing to them, because not everyone wants to be part of greatness, directly or indirectly. It's not everyone that would want to be part of greatness. There are some persons that you will show greatness, they will say, no, leave it. I am okay the way I am. I don't want to be wealthy. Sorry, not me. They don't want to be wealthy. They just want to get what they will eat, sleep. That is how some persons are built. That is how some persons are. They are just looking for what to eat and then go and lie down and sleep. That is why we say this is for every person that are planning for a better future. People that are ready to command money to work for them. Because SWIFTtrip is going to make you wealthy. And we are not maybe sugarcoating anything. We won't be sugarcoating anything because we've never sugarcoated anything before. We are telling you as it is. If it resonates with you, if it's something you want to be part of, good and fine. If it's something you don't want to be part of, good and fine. The decision will be yours to make. All we can do is to show them to you. And if you love it, you can be part of it. Now let us quickly look at it. What is this business all about? SWIFTtrip. If you can see my screen, please, for the Telegram viewers, if it's very small, just tap on it and it will be bold enough for you to see, so you can follow with me, rather. Okay, now we're looking at the screen and you can see there are some images on the screen. We have the aircraft, we have the vehicle, we also have the luggages, and the name SWIFTtrip. In a nutshell, if you just look at it, any person that looks at all of these pictures on the screen will be able to understand that this business has to do with what? Transportation. The person will be able to understand that this is a transportation business. And if you are seeing that, you see correctly. You see correctly. Because SWIFTtrip is a transportation business, and not just a transportation business. There are other services embedded in SWIFTtrip. Now, let us look at the next slide. These are the areas we'll be talking about this morning. These are the things we will be talking about. These are the things we'll be educating everyone here in this meeting about. We'll be looking at what is SWIFTtrip. We will also be looking at where we are at this phase, at this time, at this point in time. Where are we? Is it a point where it can still be called an opportunity? We will look at that. We will also look at how non-shareholders who are just customers of this business will benefit from this business just by patronizing the company. And then lastly, we will look at what is a need for you as a customer, as a subscriber, as an owner of this business, as a shareholder of this business. I want to tell you, when you hear us talk about shares, the share in SWIFTtrip It's not the usual kind of share you know. Please take note of this. Some persons, when we're talking about, come be an owner of this massive business, come own a share of this business called SWIFTtrip. They will say, no, anything that has to do with shares, I don't like it because it does not yield profit. It does not yield profit as they say. Sama, the business SWIFTtrip, the shares you're coming to buy in SWIFTtrip is not, you can't even compare it with the bank shares. You can't compare it with any shares that you ventured into before now. That is why it's very important for you to stay with us as we ride on this journey, so you can understand the opportunity that awaits you in SWIFTtrip. Let us look at the very first one, which is asking us a question: what is SWIFTtrip? Now let's look at it. It's very simple. We say SWIFTtrip is a Web 3.0 decentralized mobility and commerce service providing platform. On the screen you see a Web 3.0 decentralized eco chain enterprise. Now, for a layman understanding, SWIFTtrip is a platform that connects both the buyer and the seller, and also it connects a passenger and a driver in order to make a need happen, in order to what? Satisfy that passenger or that customer. That is what SWIFTtrip is. A service providing business, a mobility business. Now, if we start with mobility, what is mobility? You can attest to the fact that mobility is the movement from one place to another. It is the movement from one place to another. And this mobility we are talking about will be built on the newest, on the latest version of the internet, which is what we refer to as the Web 3.0. The Web 3.0. Whereby we have technologies like the AI, the artificial intelligence, the machine learning that is processing everything. You as an individual, you don't need to stress yourself. What we are doing, we want very efficient, very smart. And what we are also building is decentralized, in the sense that it gives you and I, who are the end users of this app, the privilege to own this app in totality, to have full control of this app, that we can perform transactions at any time without the need of a middleman, without the need of involving the international admin, the financial admin, the CEO, or any admin. You are simply in control of the app. You can perform your transaction anytime, any day. Amazing. There is no government body that will say, no, you will have to pass through this before this is done. You are in charge. You are in charge of every happenings in the app. So, like I said earlier on, that we know that mobility is movement from one place to another. And in SWIFTtrip, we have two major kinds of mobility. Number one is the road transport, which we refer to as the e-hailing or the e-taxi. That's the road transport. Then the other is the aviation. That's the air transportation. The air transportation. Amazing. Earlier on, I also went on to tell you that this is a service providing business that connects a buyer and a seller. It simply means there will be transaction. Buying and selling will also happen in this platform. And guess what? What we are building is the next level of innovation that is going to transform your life, that is going to transform our life for the best. For the best. Now, let us look at it. Some of us, when they tell us to come and be part of a life-changing business like this, an online business like this, they will say, no, I don't want to be part of it. Why? If you have to ask them, they will say, because they've been burnt in the online space. Because they did something they thought is a business. But little did they know that what they did was not business of any kind, but rather it was a Ponzi scheme. They will begin to mention MMM. They will begin to mention trinkers. They will begin to mention things that it's very glaring to you that it's a Ponzi scheme, of which they are telling you to come with your money, and once you come with your money in 24 hours, as the case may be, in 3 days, in 1 week, you are getting double of what you're coming in with, of which you and I fail to ask them, sir, how are you people making your money? Because of instant gratification, they promised us this, they promised us that. We will be getting double, triple of what we brought into the business. We will just rush and put our money without even wanting to ask questions. Sir, ma, what they are simply doing is robbing Mr. A to pay Mr. B. That is what they are doing. It's not a business. SWIFTtrip, on the other hand, is a business. Just like you have your shop online, or sorry, your physical shop. If people patronize you, let's assume you open your shop this morning, and nobody has patronized you from the time you open your shop till this time, will you make any profit? No. Will you make any money? No. But if you have thousands of persons, hundreds of persons coming to patronize, mommy, give me this one, daddy, give me this one, I want to buy this, I want to buy this, will you make profit? Yes. That is business we are talking about. That is what SWIFTtrip is. If nobody patronizes the company in all of these services the company is rendering, sir, ma, I'm happy to bring it to you that you will not earn, I will not earn. None of us will earn. But if people are patronizing us from all of the services we are rendering, that is when we can earn. That is when you and I will earn. Simple. We are simply earning from every patronage that takes place in the app. Now, it is very important. Let us look at our services. Let us look at the services SWIFTtrip are rendering. But I also want to tell you that this business is a business. Sir, listen to this. It's a business that is going to make you a trillionaire in dollars. And that is even small, because it's going to make you a decillionaire in dollars. Don't get angry when I say it's going to make you a decillionaire in dollars, because quickly I will be showing to you how possible that's going to be. Starting from the services we are rendering. Now let me come back to this. Look at the mobility business. I just want to let you know that we are not coming or telling you we are building a business that is going to last for a few years. The business we are building is a business that will last till you and I are no longer in existence. And guess what? Even when we are no longer in existence, the business will still be functioning. And guess what? Our family, our next of kin, will be making good money, good profit from the business. Yes, a lifetime business. Look at it. You came to this life, you met transportation. I came to this life, I met transportation, and I will die, you will die. This transportation will still be in existence. The buying and selling will still be in existence. It simply means even when we are no longer in existence, this business will still be in existence, paying our family, paying our generation. That is what we are building. It is a lifetime business. That is why earlier on I said, if it resonates with you, then it is for you. If it resonates with you, it is for you. If it does not make sense to you, and it's not something you want to be part of, then it is not for you. It's as simple as that. Let us look at the services we are rendering. What are SWIFTtrip core services? What are these services that this company are rendering that is capable of making me a decillionaire in dollars? Let us look at it. Our core services include the aviation, the e-taxi, the e-commerce, the logistics, and the hospitality. All of these built on what? Web 3.0, on blockchain. All of these built on blockchain. Now, if you look at these services we are rendering, Sama, look at it closely. Is there anyone that is new to you? Is there anyone that you've never heard of? Because when we're talking about aviation, we will point to 1, 2, or more companies that are into all of these services. Let's start with the aviation. Look at it. When we talk about aviation, we know Air Peace, we know Arik, we know Ibom Air, we know Value Jet. All of these are examples of aviation business. We have lots of them in the world today, a whole lot, of which we can't name all of them. So you're simply coming to be an owner of this aviation business. And not just the aviation business, also the e-taxi. When we're talking about the e-taxi or the e-hailing, we have the likes of Uber. We have the likes of Bolt. We have the likes of Enviable Transport, InDrive. All of these are examples of e-taxi or e-hailing platforms. Then when we talk about the commerce, which is buying and selling, that you can do this online. That's the electronic buying and selling. This buying and selling, you and I will just go to the other street or the other shop to go buy. That thing we've done is called commerce, buying and selling. Now, once this commerce is taken into the online space, it is then considered as electronic commerce. Are there companies that are into the e-commerce business? Yes. Examples you can see on the screen: the Amazon, the Jumia, the Gigi, the Alibaba, the eBay. All of these are examples of e-commerce business. That at the comfort of wherever you are, you can purchase, you can sell your stuffs without the need of you even seeing the person physically. Amazing. Let us look at the other service we are rendering, which is the logistic. Because by the time we've purchased something online, by the time we've gotten whatever we want to get online, we've created a problem that needs to be solved. And we also have a solution to that problem in the same app. And what is that? How will those things you bought, how would they be taken to where they need to be? How would they be brought to your homes? How would they be taken to the person you want it to get to? That is where the logistics comes in play. The logistics will take care of that. Examples of logistic platform: we have the DHL, the God is Good Logistics, the UPS, and a whole lot of them. FedEx. All of these are logistics platform. Amazing. And SWIFTtrip will be working both locally and internationally, because this business we are building is not a local business. It's not a business. This SWIFTtrip we are talking about, this Swift business we are talking about, it's not a business that is operating in a particular, that will only operate rather in a particular nation, in a particular continent. No, it is a global business. And what does that mean? It simply means you listening to us today, you are coming to own a system that will pay you even while you sleep. Yes, because once it is night in Nigeria, in another country it's their morning, and once it's night in Nigeria, what will you be doing? Of course you'll be sleeping. In another country is their business hour. As transaction is happening there, you in Nigeria, you are earning while you're sleeping. It's morning now in Nigeria. In another country, it's their night. Shareholders of those countries, as they are sleeping in Nigeria, people are working and they are earning. Amazing. What you're coming to be part of is a global business, a system which you shouldn't joke with. You shouldn't joke with, because there is power in being or in being part of what? A system. There is power in. See, you cannot compare a person who has identified with a system to someone who is working with his or her own power. You can't compare them. See that the difference is massive. Let us come together and own this massive system. And are these all the services? No, we have the other, which we call the Swift Homes. What does it mean? Hotel. SWIFTtrip will own its hotel. Ask yourself, from all of these services that this company is rendering, is there anyone that is short of patronage? Is there anyone that is short of patronage? Ask yourself that question. And also put yourself in a position of being an owner of just one of these services. Just one. Can you compare your finance now to what it would have been? No. So many years ago, or some years ago, they told some persons to come be part of a system in Uber. They said no, they don't want to be part of it because it does not make sense to them. They told some persons to come be part of a Coca-Cola business, a system that will pay you for life. They said no, it does not make sense. They want to scam them. This is not something you should joke with, because SWIFTtrip is coming to change your life. Come and identify with this system. The people that said no, they don't want to be part of Uber, today they are regretting. Imagine Uber, all the countries that Uber is operating, their shareholders, as transactions are happening in those countries, they are earning as a shareholder of that company. Look at the year 2022. 2020, the COVID-19 year, the biggest pandemic or the greatest pandemic I've ever witnessed, or we all have ever witnessed. I don't know if there is anyone greater than that. Where there was no movement, business was what? Business were crumbling. No movement. But guess what? They couldn't shut the transportation business entirely. Yes, they couldn't. That's to tell you that this business we are doing, there is nothing that can stop this business. The only thing that can stop this business is the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ. That is the only thing that can stop this business. The end of the world. The year of COVID-19 was there is no movement in Nigeria. In another nation there is movement. When there is no movement in Canada, in Cameroon there is movement. In China there is movement. When there is no movement in China, in Dubai there is movement. You can see that they couldn't shut the transportation business entirely. That is the power of transportation. Even if the president comes out and say today that the price of a liter of fuel has increased to 2,000 naira per liter, tomorrow you and I will still go to the nearest station, nearest nearest bus stop to what? Book a taxi. Amazing. That is to tell you the power of what we are building. It does not lack patronage. Come and be part of this system, a global business that will transform your life for good. SWIFTtrip is owning all of these 5 services: aviation, e-taxi, e-commerce, logistics, and the hospitality. Earlier on, we used to say we will build this, we will do that, we will do that. But today, with the collaboration of the shareholders of SWIFTtrip, we've been able to acquire our own land in Rivers State, the heart of Port Harcourt. What are we looking at doing here? We are looking at erecting a 20-story building. And how much does the land cost? 900 million naira. This is the power of collaboration. People coming together to make it what? Work. This vision is too big for the CEO. That is why we are calling everybody together to come what? Co-own this business. It's too big for the CEO. We are looking at erecting a 20-story building, and you will look at it and say, it's too big, it's too big. Guess what, sir? We've not started. This is meager compared to what SWIFTtrip will do in the future. In everything we do, we will stand out. The highest building in River State is how many buildings? It's not up to 20 buildings. But we are coming to erect the tallest building in River State. If we go to Lagos, if the tallest building is 20 stories, we will erect the biggest, the tallest. We are coming to stand out so that as big men, as the people are coming, people that matter. Let's take Davido for instance. As he's coming to, he said, give me the best hotel in River State. They will take him straight to SWIFTtrip. Swift Homes rather. I need the best hotel in River State. Straight up to Swift Homes. I need the best hotel in Lagos State. Straight up to Swift Homes. That is what we are saying. We are coming to stand out. All of this process we are taking, all of this process we are passing through, we are not just doing it to come and to launch the business and then start competing with people that have already been in existence with us. No. As we arrive, they will know that yes, we've arrived. The competition will not be there because we are clearly what? Standing out. Examples of hotel, you know them. Eco Hotel, Presidential Hotel, Governor's Hotel, name them. We have a lot of them in the world today. So look at all of these services we are rendering. Are they not capable of making you a decillionaire in dollars? Looking at them operating worldwide. And these are not all the services. More services are to come in the future as we proceed. This is not something you should miss out on. The best we can do to you is to show it to you. It's for you to listen to what we are showing to you or what we are telling you. Then the decision will be yours to make. Let's look at the next slide. Has SWIFTtrip gone live? That's the next question you want to ask. Have we launched the business? There's an answer to that, as you can see on my screen. We say no. We haven't launched the business because we are currently at the development of vision phase. That is why we are having this meeting today, soliciting, calling for like minds, calling for people with a lionic heart for them to be part of this business. Like I said earlier on, this business is not something the CEO can do by himself. He cannot accomplish it by himself. Why? Because the vision is massive. It's what? Massive. And is it bad to be massive? No. In short, it's best for your vision to be massive. I want to talk to everyone here listening to me today. If you are here and you have a vision, and the vision is something you alone can accomplish, that is not a vision. It's too small. Think big. The Bible says in Habakkuk, says, write the vision, make it plain. Those that see it to do what? Run with it. Make it plain. SWIFTtrip has been written. It's plain. We are looking for those that will come, look at it and do what? Run with it. Those are the people we are looking for. Is it everybody that will see it and run with it? No. Some person will look at it, they don't understand it, it does not make sense to them, they will just step back. Some person will look at it and it makes sense to them, but they will still not go back, they will still not run with it. There are some persons that will look at it and then disappear with it. Running what? With it. The speed is something you cannot compare. Those are the people we are looking for. We need people that will come together for us to build this. Nothing great comes easily. People fail to see that. Nothing great comes easily. You need to pass through a process. Look at the gold every one of us we are adoring today. Did it just come out like that? No. It passed through a process for it to be that beautiful? And is that, ask yourself, that process, that's the refining of the gold, that process, is it easy? No. All of the heating. Do you think it's easy? It's not easy. That is why we are saying, if this is the last suffering we will suffer, and make it in life. Make it in life massively. Let us put our hands together and what? Suffer the suffer. So long as the last suffer, let us suffer this one suffer. And then prepare our lineage for greater wealth. Let us prepare ourselves and our lineage for greater wealth. We are still at the vision phase. That is why you're listening to us today. By the time we've launched this business, the opportunity will not, you can't compare the opportunity now to when we've launched the business. Though the opportunity is still there, the opportunity will still be there, but you just can't compare it. It's just like how, let's just say, Uber now comes up and say, okay, they want to sell another shares in Uber. And people say, oh, it's an opportunity, let me rush. Yes, it's an opportunity, sir. It's an opportunity. But then, you just cannot compare what you will earn. You cannot compare your earning to those early birds, those early backers in Uber, not SWIFTtrip, in Uber. You just can't compare it. That is the same way you cannot compare the early backers of this business now that we are the vision phase to those persons that will come and buy the shares by the time we've launched the business. You can't. Who is it for? It's for everybody, and at the same time it's not for everybody. Those people that can see with the eyes of their mind. Jonathan was telling us that a blind man bought a shares in SWIFTtrip. He came to the head office, bought a shares in SWIFTtrip, said he has been hearing it, said he wants to be part of it. The mind is blind, but he sees with the eyes of his mind. Those are the kind of people we are looking for. People that will leave their wise question and say, oh, the man they told to come buy shares in Coca-Cola for $10. Say, no, it's a scam. They want to scam him. Today, I know if it someone, anytime he sees Coca-Cola, he won't be happy for himself. Because he can't even get angry with Coca-Cola. Because they gave him the opportunity. But to him, he said, it's a scam. He claimed to be too wise. Let us come together and build this business. Now that it's still at the vision phase, it is for students, it is for market women, it is for market men, it is for butchers, bankers, whatever your profession is. It is for you, so long you are preparing for a better tomorrow. So long you are preparing for a better future, it is for you. Let us quickly move to the next slide. Subscription plan. How much is it going to cost me to be an owner of this massive business? How much is it going to cost me? $1,000, $2,000, $3,000? How much is it going to cost me to be an owner of this amazing and life-changing business? Let us look at the slide that shows us how much it will cost us to be an owner of this business. And there is it. Amazing. With just $250, which is not even up to 400,000 naira, which is not up to 400,000 naira, you can be an owner of these 5 services, of these 5 lucrative services, these 5 unique services. Somebody will still be here and saying, they've come in. How can you tell me with $250 I can be an owner of these 5 services? Something, this amount is not close to 400,000. Then I will own all of these services. Sir, I want to tell you that at a time, these shares were selling for 5,000 naira. This 250 you're seeing now is a promo price. What is the actual price in SWIFTtrip for you to own this share? $200,000, approximately 200 million naira, because we tie our dollar to 1,000 naira. 200 million naira, that is what it will cost to own this business by the time we've launched the business. That is the actual price. But now we are on promo. We are selling it for what? $250. $250. for you to own the aviation, the e-taxi, the e-commerce, the logistics, and the hospitality. This $250 is not for one of the services. No, it is for all the services and every other services that will come in the future. That is what it's used for. I mean, that's what the $250 is. Own all of the services. Now, from this $250, $150 is what we use for the project of SWIFTtrip. Because we'll have to develop the app, we'll have to erect our structures, we'll have to get the vehicles, we'll have to get every other things. This $150 eats the project fee, while $100 is what we call advertisement bonus, which a person cannot pay differently. You come and say, okay, I want to pay $150. I don't want to pay for advertisement because I don't know how to advertise, I don't know how to campaign, I don't want to talk to anybody about SWIFTtrip. No, you can't negotiate that. What you are paying is $250. That is what you're paying. This advertisement fee is what will be used to pay our shareholders that are campaigning about SWIFTtrip. We could easily give this money to the media houses. We could easily go to the radio station and then do the announcement, let people hear about it. But then we still come and say, no, let us give back to the shareholders of SWIFTtrip, those that are actively campaigning about SWIFTtrip. As a shareholder, you go out there, you spend money on radio, and you get people that are interested. They share the opportunity with them, and they said, oh, they want to be part of it. You get paid for that advert. Once they register, you get what? Paid. You can see it's very paramount. It's very important. Now, by the time you've paid your $250 to the company gives you something that is very unique, something amazing. What is that? Your global profit share. This is what you own in the company. 0.0 in 5 places, 125%. 0.0 in 5 places, 125%. Now, what does that mean? It simply means from every transaction that will happen in Nigeria, in China, in Italy, in Cameroon, in Dubai, in Tanzania, name it, all part of the world that SWIFTtrip will launch, you will simply earn according to your ownership percentage. Yes. And this is constant. Even the people that got it at the rate of 5,000 naira, they own the same unit share. That is 0.05 less 125%. People that got it at a higher price, let's say 50,000, 30,000, 40,000, 100,000, it doesn't sell for 100,000, 80,000 naira, $180, they own the same percentage. And guess what? Even those that will buy it at the rate of $200,000, they still own the same percentage. Some persons are here looking at us, saying, okay, since they've not launched the business, I will wait. I will wait. When they launch the business, I will be part of it. After all, it's not $250. I will buy. Sir, ma, you can't buy it at that rate. You'll be buying it for how much? At least 200 million naira. I don't know if you have the money. If you have the money, good and fine, you can wait. Because we also need that 200 million naira. We also need it. So this is what it takes you to be a shareholder in SWIFTtrip. Let us look at the next slide, which is asking us a question. When are we going to launch this business? When will SWIFTtrip go live? Let us look at that. Now, take note of this. Please listen attentively. If you read what's on the screen, you will see SWIFTtrip profit share is 5% in volume. What does that mean? It simply means the company is giving out 5% to all the shareholders of SWIFTtrip. That is what the company is giving to all the shareholders of SWIFTtrip, both in Nigeria, in China, Cameroon, all over the world. 5% to all the shareholders of SWIFTtrip. Then the company is also saying that business launch is at the sales of 3% of this 5% that is available. Yeah. That is when the company will launch business. Now, since 5% is sent out to all the shareholders of SWIFTtrip. From this 5%, if the company is able to sell 1, 2, 3% of this 5%, we will launch the business. It is a milestone that has been set. A milestone. By the time we get to this milestone, we will launch the business. Now the question is, how many units are in this milestone of 3%? How many units? If you read further, you will see, first, the launch of SWIFTtrip is embedded in the milestone of 2,400,000 node units. How is that? Let me quickly show it to you. Look at it. Remember, how many units or how many percentage of shares do we need to sell? 3, right? Before we launch the business. I said that just now. We are selling 3% of the shares for the launch of this business. Now, as a shareholder of SWIFTtrip, you paid money, $250 to the company, and you get your ownership percentage, right? Which is 0.0 in 5 places, 125%. Now it's very simple. All we need to do is to divide. We do 3 divided by 0.000000125. That is our ownership percentage. If you do that, a simple calculation, what is it going to give you? 2,400,000 node units. That is what it's going to give to you. Now, what does that tell you? That this 3%, we have 2,400,000 node units. 2,400,000 node units in this 3%. In this 3 we are talking about. That at the reach of 2,400,000 node units, we will launch the business. And we are even having promo. Before now, it is 1 man to 1 unit. Before now, it's 1 person to 1 account. But because of the 20-story building that is ongoing, because of the 20-story building that is ongoing, the company is giving privilege to shareholders for them to register their children, their family members, and also own multiple units. Maximum of what? 10 extra units. Selling at what rate? At a slashed rate. Of what? $150. We have what we call family combo going for what? $150. If you have children, let's say you have 4 children, or your wife is not registered, you have 4 children and your wife, that's a total of 5. So instead of paying, you want to go for the family combo, instead of paying $250 in 5 places, you rather pay $150 in what? 5 places. Amazing. Right? Medium and light, please. Just light. Thank you. That is the promo. And also, as a shareholder, you look at it, that you want to own multiple units. Like I said, maximum of 10. You can own that. Still going at what rate? $250. Thank you very much. $250. So you can see it's an opportunity. Remember, this offer lasts till August 31st. August 31st. So you have the money. Support. Own multiple units. Register your family members. There's just a clause to that $150 if you are registering. If you are registering for extra unit, there is no advertisement bonus attached to it. You won't earn advertisement bonus. If you are registering for your family, you won't earn advertisement bonus. That's just the disparity between the $250 and the $150. Okay, so let's move to the next slide, which shows us the initial launch of this business before we scale globally. And on the screen we have what? Nigeria and the United Kingdom. These are the first 2 countries we'll be launching this business before we start launching this business all over the world, in other countries, in other nations of the world. Okay, Nigeria and the United Kingdom. So these are certificates. We have the certificate of incorporation, which is the CAC. In Nigeria, here we have the EFCC certificate. We also have the United Kingdom certificate. We've been registered in the United Kingdom, in England and Wales, and you can see our EFCC certificate, you can see the CAC certificate. So just go do your findings, and you can see the company's number there, the registration number, and also the company number. Just check and also do your findings. Okay, now let's move to the next slide. Let's move to the next slide. What makes SWIFTtrip stand out from others? What makes SWIFTtrip stand out from others? What makes SWIFTtrip stand out from all of these services we are rendering? What is that thing that makes SWIFTtrip stand out from other companies that are rendering the same services as we? Let us look at it. Now, remember we have the, what is it called? The aviation, the e-taxi, the e-com. Heard of that before? I can assure you, what you've heard of is what? The KYC. What does the KYC stand for? Know your customers. And SWIFTtrip is saying that knowing your customers is not enough. Knowing these customers is not enough. The era we are now is the era whereby customers ought to be put on what? Payroll. That anytime they patronize a company, they earn from that patronage. It does not matter how many times they patronize a company, 10 times, 100 times, they just simply earn. So long they are patronizing the company. Remember earlier on I said SWIFTtrip is a business. If they patronize the company, you will earn. I will earn. That is what we are saying. As these customers themselves are patronizing the company, they earn from that patronage. Amazing. You can see that alone with the community of 2,400,000 persons, it's already making us stand out. It tells you that by the time we launch the business, we already have 2.4 million persons available to what? Patronize the company. To patronize the company. PYC is that thing that is going to make us stand out. And we are telling every CEO, every business owner out there listening to us, if you do not put the PYC into your system, Sama, you will lose your customers to companies that are paying their customers. It's as simple as that. That incentive, no matter how small it is, we human beings, we don't joke with it. You will see drivers and passengers dragging or fighting for 15 naira change. Is it that they cannot afford the 15 naira? No, because that incentive is very important. You will see a businessman that will sell a goods worth 2,400,000 and 15 naira. They will tell them remove that 15, they will say no, that 15 naira is their profit. That is the power of incentives. So we say do not joke with incentive. Those little money that you will be giving to your pastor, you will think is little. It's not little. That is why if you do not pay your customers, Sama, in this new era that we are, you will lose your customers to companies that are paying their customers. Now, I want to quickly look at how will this PYC work, because some of us are trying to understand, like I patronize a company or I book a ride, and after booking that ride, I earn. How is it going to work out? We will look at that. Just the next slide will teach us on how we go about that. Let's look at it. You can see the diagram now, and we want to look at e-taxi dynamic proposed profit share. We want to assume that a transaction happened in Nigeria as we speak now, and remember that this transaction, the cost, the distance will determine how much it costs. Just like Uber, just like Bolt, all price is not the same. As the farther the distance, the more the money you are paying. That's the same way in SWIFTtrip, the farther the distance, the more money you are paying. So in this analysis, we want to assume that a trip costs 8,000 naira. And this 8,000 naira, the company sees it as what? 100%. Whatever amount a person is paying, 10,000, 20,000, 50, 100,000, the company sees it as what? 100%. That's why you can see the green arrow showing us a total of what? 100%. Now let's look at how this 100% will be shared. This 100% in this case, which is 8,000 naira, how will it be shared? It's very simple. Now let's look at this now, the next slide. SWIFTtrip, we consider our passengers to be profit generators. Yes, they are the one generating the profit for us. You don't know? If a passenger does not pay you, will you make any profit? No. If a customer does not pay you, will you make any profit? No. So our passenger in this analysis, they are the profit generators. That is why we call them the profit generators. Now, the profit generator paid 8,000 naira, which is 100%. Now look at it. The red arrow going back to that passenger. 2% goes back to the passenger who is the profit generator. Mind you, that 2% is not bonus for ride. The person has paid. Now 2% immediately go back to the passenger who booked the ride. This 2%, this passenger can withdraw this money to do whatever he or she wants to do with. Anytime a person wants to withdraw the money, the person can. You don't need to call international admin. You don't need to call anybody. No. 2% goes back to the passenger. That is the PYC we are talking about. The PYC. We stand for what? Pay your customers. Now, 2% goes to the passenger. 10%, if you can see this box, the box at the middle, there's a building there. It's a 10% SWIFTtrip platform provider. What does that mean? It simply means 10% goes to SWIFTtrip, which is the company. 10% goes to the company. What is that 10% used for? It is used for global expansion. It is used for the launch of business in other parts of the world. Remember earlier when I told us that SWIFTtrip is a global business. So this 10% is used for the launch of business in China, Italy, Cameroon, Ghana, Tanzania, Kenya, name it, all parts of the world. Because the company will not call shareholders to say we want to launch business in so and so country. Let us contribute our money to launch the business. No. This 10% will take care of the launch of business in other parts of the world. Now, 10% plus 2% is how many percent? 12%. You know where the 2% is coming from, right? The one that goes to the passenger who booked the ride, right? That is 12%. Now, 5% is shared to the shareholders of SWIFTtrip. 5% plus 12% is how many percent? 17%. Remember this 5%. Earlier on, I told us that the company is giving all the shareholders of SWIFTtrip 5%, of which we are launching this business at the sales of 3%. It simply means we have 2% left. By the time we've launched this business, that 2% will be sold. So 2% plus 3% is a total of how many percent? 5%. So 5% plus 2% plus 10% is a total of 17%. Let's look at the next slide. Now, if you look at the next slide, you will see we have the driver. We call the driver what? The service provider. It's the driver that is rendering that service. Without the driver, that transaction will not happen. It's as simple as that. Without the driver, the transaction will not happen. Now, how many percent goes to the driver who performed that transaction or who rendered that service? 80%. And somebody will say, oh my God, this driver is getting 80%. Why me as a shareholder, I'm getting 0.05 places 125%? Yes. Remember I said earlier on, you are simply earning according to your ownership percentage globally from every transaction that happens worldwide. That's globally. 80% goes to the driver who is the service provider. Why is the driver getting the lion's share of the percentage? Remember, this driver will have to buy fuel in his car. He will also have to maintain his car. And for this driver to earn this 80%, he will have to be the one to render that service. It simply means if this driver parked his car and did not do anything, will he make money? No. Will he earn this 80%? No, he won't. But you as a shareholder, you are not performing any transaction. You are probably on vacation. You are at the church. You are in school. You are anywhere. As transaction is happening, you are earning according to your ownership percentage. Was it you that performed the transaction? No. You were not the one. But because you are part of a system that pays you from every patronage, that is why you are earning from every transaction. Okay, so 80% goes to the service provider. 80% plus 17%, that is 97%. We still have 3% left to make it 100%, right? Now let's look at the next slide. Now in SWIFTtrip, you are opportuned to earn up to your 4th generation. It simply means the driver who booked the ride, ends up to his generation ends up to what? 4 generation. What do I mean? Let me rephrase that. The 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th generation of both the driver and the passenger, they earn for something that does not even concern them. The person who introduced the driver earned from that transaction that took place. The 1st generation, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th generation, how does it work? Look at it. The 1st generation of the passenger who booked that ride gets 1%. The 2nd generation gets 0.3%. The 3rd generation gets 0.1%. And the 4th generation gets 0.1%. What happened to the 5th generation? Earns nothing. Add it up together is a total of 1.5%. The same thing applies to the customers, drivers, referral. 1st generation 1%, 2nd generation 0.3%, 3rd generation 0.1%, 4th generation 0.1%. Add it up is a total of 1.5%. 1.5% plus 1.5% is a total of how many percent? 3%. 3% plus 97% is how many percent? 100%. So you can see how that 100% has been shared. Is there anyone left to earn? No, everybody has earned. Now, note, this same thing I've explained to you applies in all of our services. This is e-taxi. Take note, it applies in the aviation, it applies in the e-commerce, it also applies in the logistics, and then the, what's it called? The hospitality. The same thing applies in all of our services. The PYC. This is not something you should miss. As people are patronizing the Swift airline, the aviation, imagine the numbers of persons as they patronize the company, you earn. As people are booking hotels, are booking for accommodation, you're earning. This is the power of a system. You shouldn't joke with. Let's look at the next slide. That is asking us a question. Who is the brain behind SWIFTtrip? You must have been astonished or dumbfounded from all of these things you've heard. And you're asking, this can be a white man's business. Sir, I'm sorry to disappoint you that it is not a white man business. But rather, it is. He is the CEO of SWIFTtrip. And who is that? He's no other person but Honorable Richard Nnadi. Only the name Nnadi tells you that he is in Nigeria. From Enugu State. Udi is the name of his village. So if you're in Enugu, if you're from Enugu, congratulations to you. A mighty man is coming from Nigeria, from Enugu land. From the land of Enugu. Congratulations to every one of us for having a CEO like this. A Nigerian. Some persons will say any business that has to do with Nigerian count me out. Sir, ma, all the businesses you've done, were they Nigerian business? They only had Nigerian ambassadors. All of them are white. 95 or 98% of them are what? White business. White men business. And yet, you're blaming the ambassadors. The ambassadors are just coming to relay the message that has been passed on to them. Let us come together and build our own. This one is coming from Nigeria. Let us build our own. Let us support Honorable Richard Nnadi. Somebody heard his name. He said, is it Kanu? He said, Kanu. That the freedom fighter now, this Biafra man. Nnadi Kanu. Yes. I said, is it Nnamdi? I said, no, is this not Nnamdi Kanu? This is Honorable Richard Nadi. Let us come together and build this business. And you can see our CEO, a very young, vibrant, handsome, cute man. And everyone that knows him knows he's a lionic man. When he speaks, he roar. He roar. That is how all the ambassadors of SWIFTtrip are. We are learning from a great mentor, from a great man. And we pray that our God will continually bless him. He will continually elevate him. Give him divine wisdom in everything he does. In the name of Jesus. Amen. Thank you very much, sir. And we love you all. And the ambassadors of SWIFTtrip, the shareholders of SWIFTtrip, we all love you. Thank you very much, sir. All right. So, we want to look at a very important part. A very, very important part that every one of us, especially those that are joining us for the very first time, are waiting for. How do I profit from this business? How you profit as a subscriber? How you profit as an owner of this business? Let us look at that. We're looking at how you earn in the future. Yes, it's in the future because we've not launched the business. How do you earn in the future? Let's look at that. Now, we want to work with the e-taxi. Okay, let's work with the e-taxi. Now, we want to assume still a transaction happened in Nigeria and the transaction cost 8,000 naira, or a transaction that happened in the United States cost $10 for those of us connecting us from the United States. So we will also work with your legal tendency so you can understand what we are talking about. You can understand it vividly. Okay, so $10 is the cost of the trip. Now, for a trip one trip that costs $10, if you look at it, you say e-taxi per trip. That's e-taxi one trip profit evaluation. For a trip that costs $10 or 8,000 naira, how much will you earn? It's very simple. How do you do that? You simply multiply the cost of the trip by your ownership percentage, which is 10 or 8,000 naira multiplied by 0.0 in 5 places, 125%. Don't fail to add the percentage sign. Okay, if you do that, you will get 0.0 in 6 places, 125 cents, or 0.0 in 3 places, 1 kobo respectively. Yes, somebody will say this is very small. Sama, it's not small. When I say SWIFTtrip, it's going to make you a decillion in dollars. This 0.00 whatever is what is going to make you what? A decillion in dollars. Yes. Do not joke with any business that has to do with what? Percentage. Don't joke with it. It's massive. It's what? Massive. Obasanjo is a case study. He is a shareholder in MTN. Sama, anytime you and I recharge our phone, anytime we subscribe, 100 naira, 200 naira, 1,000, 5,000, he earns according to his ownership percentage from MTN, a business that is not global. And guess how much he makes every day? He makes at least 45 million naira every day. Go Google it. 45 million naira every day for a business that is not global. Yes, MTN is not a global business because it's not operating all over the world. It's just an African business, and not all Africans make use of what? MTN. But it's yielding how much for him? $45 million at least every day. Sorry, naira, not dollars. Every day. Is there any country out there in the world today that does not make use of transportation? No. Is there any country that don't do buying and selling? No. So just think of the kind of wealth that comes with SWIFTtrip. Just by this minute ownership percentage you own, 0.0 in 5 places, 125%. By the time they show you, oh God, by the time you begin to see the money, you'll be amazed. You'll be glad you did not miss out on this opportunity. So quickly, let us look at how cent, kobo, can make you and I decillonia in dollars. How will cent, kobo, make you and I decillonia in Let's look at it. We want to look at where we could be 5 years from now. Where we could be in 5 years. Now we are assuming SWIFTtrip has launched business and has been in operation year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, and year 5. Now, how much would you have made out from this business as a shareholder of this business? That's what we want to look at. Right? Now, it's very simple. We want to work with a worst case scenario. A worst case scenario. And we're looking at performing 50 trillion trips in 5 years after the launch of this business. After this business has been in operation, 5 years. 50 trillion trips, which is 50 and 12 zeros. And also, we want to look at all of these 50 trillion trips that is performed worldwide. We are saying that all of them cost $10 or 8,000 naira, the same figure we use for per trip profit evaluation. Okay, is it possible for all the trip to cost $10 or 8,000 naira? No. That is why we said worst case scenario. All right. Now, remember we did for per trip, and it gave us 0.0 in 6 places 125 cents and 0.0 in 3 places 1 kobo. Okay. Now you simply multiply that per trip profit in dollar and per trip profit in naira, multiply it by 50 trillion trip performed worldwide. What is it going to give you? $6.25 million or 5 billion naira. That is the profit. That is what it's going to give to you. The same person I showed per trip earning 0.0 in 6 places 125 cents and 0.0 in 3 places 1 kobo. Look at what the power of volume has done. It has what? It has multiplied that earning. That is why we say do not joke with SWIFTtrip for any reason. Guess what? This is just one of our service. This is just the e-taxi. We've not calculated for aviation, e-taxi, e-commerce, or logistics. Only e-taxi is giving us this. How much more when we calculate for other services? You just can't comprehend your profit. You just can't. Don't joke with SWIFTtrip. Do not joke with SWIFTtrip. And you're also here saying, is it possible for us to perform 50 trillion trip in 5 years? Sam, extend it to whatever year that is comfortable for you. Do you think it's possible in 20 years, 50 years, whichever? But are we going to perform 50 trillion trip? Yes. And we are not saying that you will have to wait for 5 years before you withdraw this money. No, you can withdraw your money anytime, any day. As transaction is happening, you withdraw your money. As you have the need of the money, you withdraw it. Don't joke with SWIFTtrip for any reason. Now we say subscribers asset growth. Look at it. All of these things we've done. This is it. Subscribers asset growth evaluation in 5 years. Power of system that enables you what? To sleep and earn. Look at how your subscription of $150 has yielded for you $6.25 million or 5 billion naira in the space of 5 years for a worst case scenario. Now we also went on to tell you that manpower or manual labor cannot take you too far. It cannot take you too far. Do not miss SWIFTtrip profit here, because SWIFTtrip is going to make you a decillonaire in dollars. Whether you believe it or not, it's going to make you a decillonaire in dollars. Amazing. We've been able to show to you how you earn in the future. Now let's look at how you earn in the now. Yeah, how you earn in the now. Let's look at it. We say we have a corporate global challenge. If you were listening attentively, you will know this corporate global challenge I'm talking about, right? So we have a corporate global challenge, and we say the speed to our global success depends on the speed at which we collectively solve our global challenge. It simply means this challenge we are talking about, it's something we need to solve collectively. Why? Because it's a global challenge. So you and I and every shareholder of SWIFTtrip need to make this work by solving this problem, this challenge. Now the question is, what is the challenge? What is the challenge? Let's look at the challenge. 2,400,000 node units is the challenge. 2,400,000 node units to be sold is the challenge. How do we get it? Where do we get it from? That is why we need to work what? Collectively. Why? Because collaboration is the new kind of currency. We need to work what? Collectively in order to achieve that. And it's good for you to know that as a shareholder, every time you solve a unit of this challenge, you get paid. Yes, like I said earlier on, that advertisement fee is being shared to the shareholders of SWIFTtrip. Every time they solve a unit of this challenge, they get paid. How do you solve the challenge? Let's look at it. Now, it's very simple. We say become an active campaigner. Become an active campaigner. Sell units of SWIFTtrip share and earn big from SWIFTtrip campaign pool fund. It's as simple as that. That's a simple instruction given to us. Become what? The mouthpiece of SWIFTtrip. Talk to people about SWIFTtrip and you earn massively from SWIFTtrip campaign pool fund. The question is, how much is available in the campaign pool fund? Let us look at that. We say SWIFTtrip campaign pool fund, sponsorship pool fund is $228,867,800 million. Amazing. Wow. This is what is available for you and I. How do we get this? Simple. $100, which is the advertisement fee, multiplied by unsold unit of SWIFTtrip, gives us that. Gives us what? This figure on the screen. Okay? So, now, the next slide says, SWIFTtrip campaign pays. How you earn as a campaigner in SWIFTtrip. How you earn as a campaigner from SWIFTtrip campaign sponsorship pool fund is very simple. Help someone see the light in SWIFTtrip and you earn what we call advert bonus. Okay, direct advert bonus is $70. You went out, you told someone, and someone said, oh, I love it, I want to be part of it, and the person paid $250 to the company's account. What do you get? The company appreciates you with an advert fee of what? $70. That is what you earn from every of your first generation, every of your direct registration. Then your second indirect registration, you get what? $15. Your third indirect registration, you get what? $10. Then from your fourth indirect registration, you get what? $5. It simply means every of your second indirect registration will be getting $15. Every of your third indirect registration will be getting $10. And every of your fourth indirect registration will be getting $5. Now let us add all of this together. $70 plus $15, that's $85 plus $10, $95 plus $5, that is $100. You can see that $100 how it has been shared. Right? Now let's look at the next slide, which says extra campaign cash award. If you go ahead and you talk to more persons about SWIFTtrip, you're able to register 1, 2, 3, 20, 30, 40, 50 persons. The company appreciates you with an advert bonus of what? $70 each, and also give you a token of $50. And you are then considered what? SWIFTtrip runner. Okay? You're considered as what? SWIFTtrip runner with that $50 award. Okay, then you go ahead, you love it, you talk to more persons, 51, 52, 100, 200, 3, 4, 500 persons. The company appreciates you with another award of what? $1,000, and you are known as what? SWIFTtrip icon. You go ahead, you talk to more persons, and you're able to register 5,000 persons directly under you. The company gives you an award of what? $10,000, and you are considered the face of SWIFTtrip. So you can see there are a whole lot available for you and I to earn from SWIFTtrip at this vision phase. Do not joke with SWIFTtrip. Are there people that will miss out on SWIFTtrip? Yes, but my prayer that it shouldn't be you listening to us. Do not miss out on SWIFTtrip profit share offer for any reason. Do not miss out. Don't let any mentor, any pastor, any teacher, any brother, sister, family member talk you out of SWIFTtrip. Be responsible for your decision. Be responsible for your decision. Thank you very much. And the next slide shows us how you can subscribe. How you can subscribe, and it's very simple. We say subscribe now, make a payment of $250 to the company's account, which is SWIFTIFY Technologies LTD FCMB. Make a payment to this account number 200460738. Please do not make a payment to an individual account. Make sure you're making your payment to the company's account. We have scammers everywhere. Don't go see someone say, oh, this person tells you that he or she is a shareholder or an admin in SWIFTtrip, then the person gives you his account number for you to make your payment. No, flee from those persons. Make your payment to the company's account, which is SWIFTIFY Technologies LTD FCMB. The account number is 200460738. And if you want to make your payment via USDT, you can get the wallet address from the company's account, from the company's website rather, which is www.seedinvest.swifttripcampaign.com. Let us go there together so we will see it. seedinvest.swifttripcampaign.com. all right, look, this is it. You can see I'm on the channel, so every one of us that are in this meeting today, we can connect or we can get the website from the channel. So just click on that link and you'll be able to take you to the company's website so we can see. All right, so this is the disclaimer. If it's your first time of going to the company's website, please do well to read this disclaimer. It will also help you and give you better insight of the company's policy. Okay, all right, so once you're done, you close it. Then this is the company website. You can see how beautiful it is. Let me zoom it so we can see. All right, so this is a node unit, node bought already. You can see the counting. Okay, why this is the available units. This is the number of units left. You can see we have work to do. That's why we say we have a collective global challenge. Okay, the speed at which you collectively solve this problem, we will definitely achieve our goals. Okay, so that is that. And then you can see this USD inflow. You want to make your payment of $250 to the company's account. Look at it here. Multiply whatever figure you're seeing on this USD inflow, which for today we have 1,544 naira. Okay, 1,544 naira. Multiply it by $250. Whatever it gives to you, that is what you will pay to the company's account. Okay, so and how do you get to say pay to SWIFTIFY Technologies LTD? Okay, all right, sir. So make a payment to SWIFTIFY Technologies LTD FCMB. This is the company's account number. So once you click on this box, the account details or number is copied. Okay, then you go make your payment. Remember, I said whatever you see here today is 1,544. Multiply it by 250. Whatever it gives you, that's what you pay to the company's account. Then we also have the USDT, which is the TRC20. We have the BEP20. We have the BTC. Just click on the boxes in front of them. Then you will be able to copy the wallet address. Please don't go and copy the wallet address and save it. Okay, or after copying, you then start writing it out. Please don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, make sure you copy it and paste it. Thank you very much. All right, so this USD outflow for today, we are having 1,562. What is this used for? Is for the payment of your advertisement bonus. That's what the company used to pay, or that's what the company will convert to it in order to pay you what? Your advert bonus. So it's as simple as that. I believe that's well understood. Now, this is the registration instruction. Let me just quickly read it so I won't read the other that is there, because once you make your payment, okay, let's just quickly read it together. Registration instruction. We say to register SWIFTtrip, to register as SWIFTtrip shareholders, first note that you cannot register yourself into the system without the help of an existing shareholder. Now, thus, we do not go by sharing registration links. So simply make a payment of $250 directly to the company's account, which have been shown to you above. Okay, then forward your proof of payment, first name, last name, email, and your phone number. No nickname, nothing like Chi Baby, nothing like Unduka Baby. Okay, so just make your full send your full name, your last name, your email, and your phone number to your sponsor. The question is, who is your sponsor? Your sponsor is the person that introduced SWIFTtrip to you. Okay, he or she will then on your behalf connect with the hub admin or the international admin to process your registration. Now note, if in 24 hours you have not received your login details or proper directions how to access your SWIFTtrip node account, please proceed to contact 080-666-95-332. For further assistance, contact our support admin at 0818 9835 I'll take that again, 0818 9835 Let's grow SWIFTtrip together and usher in unprecedented wealth. Amazing. Okay, so that's the instruction that we all are meant to follow. All right, so you can see this, our 2 billion naira fundraising. Okay, this is for the support of the 20-story building hospitality, like I made mention of earlier on. We say breathe life to Swift Homes. Okay, breathe life to Swift Home. Shareholders benefit. Invest. As a shareholder, you want to give your money to the company, and how much is it? The minimum a shareholder or an investor can come in with is 300,000 naira. Okay, you can see it here, 300,000 naira. So invest 300,000 to 9 million naira and get 25% ROI. Okay, in 3 months. Okay, now invest 10 million and above to get how much? 35% ROI in 3 months. This is for the shareholders of SWIFTtrip. If you're a shareholder in SWIFTtrip and you're giving from 300k to 9 million naira, you're getting 25% ROI in 3 months. Then if you're giving from 10 million and 2 billion or 100 billion, you're getting how much? 35% ROI in 3 months. Okay, then for the non-shareholders, people who are interested in the, what's it called, in the project, you say you want to be part of it, you want to just invest your money instead of letting the money lie in the account. You want to invest your money in the account so it can yield for you some profit. Now it's very simple as well. All you can do is invest 300k and above and get what? 20% ROI in 3 months. And how do you do that? Just get the form. Say, okay, get the form. You will get the online form from the admin. Okay, so that is that. Or you chat. You see this WhatsApp icon here? Chat this. Just click on it, and it will take you to a number for you to contact. Just click on this icon. It will direct you to a number that you can get the form from. Okay, so SWIFTtrip 20-story loan program application form. Download the MOU template. So if you download this, you will see how the template will look like. So to prepare your MOU request, your form via WhatsApp. That's why I say you should click on this WhatsApp icon, then it will direct you. So you can see these videos will also guide you. These videos will teach you more of the loan program. Okay, just click on it and you'll be able to watch. This is the CEO addressing this the shareholders of SWIFTtrip from the land gotten already. Okay, then these videos will help you in SWIFTtrip understanding more about SWIFTtrip. So this is also a reminder that we are always live here morning and night, 10 a.m. and 8 p.m. every day, Monday till Saturday, 10 a.m. and 8 p.m. Then on Sunday we appear just at 8 p.m. So invite your friends, invite your colleagues, invite as many that you want to invite. Then you earn your advert bonus. All right, thank you very much, and let's quickly go. I think you can also go through the website on your own at your leisure, also understand more about the company. Okay, so that is that, and let's look at this. All right, so I've already explained all of this. Let's look at the next slide. Okay, if you don't have a sponsor, maybe if you don't have a hub admin, rather contact the international admin. This is the international admin number on the screen, 080-666-95-332. Okay, so, and also if you need any assistance, also chat this number and you'll be guided. Now this is for our shareholders in Port Harcourt. Let's not forget we are always live on Saturday. Invite your friends to the head office. The office address is at Rumukurisi, opposite Access Bank. Okay, you will see a building directly opposite Access Bank. Just walk into the building. To the first floor is where our office is. So invite your friends and they will also come get and see what you've seen in SWIFTtrip. And how do you book your ticket? Just by sending your names to this number. Send your name and the name of the person you're coming with. Send it to this number 0903-944-9537. And advert bonus by inviting your friends. Okay, so that's that. And we are happy to connect with everyone here this morning. And I want to say a massive congratulations to all the shareholders, all the ambassadors, everyone that has stayed till the end of this meeting or to this very point of this meeting. I want to say congratulations to you and thank you for staying till the end of this meeting. So quickly, I want to show us the hub admin of SWIFTtrip in various states. Let's see the ones we have in the meeting today. Okay, so first and foremost, we have our mommy in person of Mommy Christy Ngozi Akpabio. She is a hub admin of SWIFTtrip in Lagos State, the very first hub admin of SWIFTtrip in Lagos State. And we are so much happy and joyous to connect with you, Mommy. Thank you very much, Mommy, for all you do for SWIFTtrip. And for those of us connecting us here on Telegram and also Facebook, YouTube, please, if you're in Lagos, if you reside in Lagos, do well to connect with Mommy Christy and she will guide you on everything you need to know about SWIFTtrip. Okay, thank you once again, Mommy, for all you do for SWIFTtrip. All right, so we also have our ambassador, Mr. Chukwu Emeka Umeso, the hub admin of SWIFTtrip in Abakaliki. He is the hub admin of SWIFTtrip in Abakaliki. You can see him here seated here. He is the first hub admin of SWIFTtrip, and this is the second hub admin of SWIFTtrip, of which, if he's in the meeting, I will introduce him to us this morning. Okay, so our ambassador Chukwu Emeka, we thank you very much, sir, for all you do for SWIFTtrip. And to those of us listening to us, if you're in Abakaliki, please do well to connect with Ambassador Chukwu Emeka. Thank you very much, and I assure you, he's going to do a detailed breakdown of whatever you want to ask of in Swift. So long it's SWIFTtrip, forget about it. He's going to explain it in details for you. Thank you once again, sir, for all you do for SWIFTtrip. We have great ambassadors in the house, and another great man is Ambassador Dr. Tam K. He is the hub admin of SWIFTtrip in Edo State, my own state. So if you are in Edo State, please do well to connect with this great man in person of Ambassador Dr. Tam K. He is the hub admin of SWIFTtrip over there in Edo State. Thank you very much, sir, for all you do for SWIFTtrip. We really appreciate you and we love you. Thank you very much. All right, so we want to go to the next here. We have our ambassador, another great man in the house, in person of Ambassador Cyprian Chukwuma. He is the hub admin of SWIFTtrip in the coal city, okay, which is Enugu State. Thank you very much, sir, for all you do for SWIFTtrip. We love you and we appreciate you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. So for those of us here in the house that are in Enugu State, please do well to connect with Ambassador Cyprian. I also assure you he's going to do a good work by explaining all that you need to know about SWIFTtrip. Thank you very much, sir. Let's see if we have any other person in the house. Okay. All right. We also have Ambassadress Chinoyerem, the hub admin. Don't worry, I won't pronounce the other name. Okay, so Ambassadress Chinoyerem, the hub admin of SWIFTtrip.
Right now, we've been able to create plans on how this project is going to kick off massively. And it's going to be an opportunity that you, as a shareholder of SWIFTtrip, can leverage in. Please take note, if you're not a shareholder of SWIFTtrip, you can partake in this program. And we encourage you, if you would be interested in leveraging on this opportunity, then you must first sign up as a shareholder at SWIFTtrip. Now, we've given the opportunity for shareholders to buy minimum of extra 10 notes, which would not be dummy notes. If you're hearing dummy notes for the first time, it means you're new to SWIFTtrip. Now, the dummy notes were sold in the past to our able shareholders for kind of a boost in their profits. They bought it low and could be sold at whatever, $200,000 as the case would be at the launch of SWIFTtrip for those who were able to keep theirs to that time. So for persons who are selling even their dummy notes now, it has been so profitable to them. But what we're talking about are exclusive extra node units that are going to pay you the same way that share you own now will pay you. The dummy nodes can do that for you. The dummy nodes must be resold, but these nodes will pay you for life. And it's incredible. So we're giving you that privilege. I know many people have been feeling somehow knowing that those persons who would be the billionaires, the trillionaires coming into SWIFTtrip at the launch of SWIFTtrip, they can afford 10, 20, 50, $200,000. It's theirs. They want how many slots, we give it to them, right? But I know that the able shareholders of SWIFTtrip who started this vision earlier with us, they might be feeling somehow, if only I could have access to this. And here is the opportunity. Make good use of it. For the other part of this opportunity is the loan leverage. SWIFTtrip needs to access good funds, minimum of 2 billion naira to kickstart this thing. Okay? And we are giving that access or that offering to our shareholders only to lend us that funds. Give it to us. You have a dormant fund just lying dormant in your bank account. What's it doing there? Bring it into SWIFTtrip. In the space of 3 months, that is going to yield for you a profit of 30% to 50%, as the case would be. That's depending on the volume of the capital you're investing into SWIFTtrip. And I know many people are also concerned, feeling, are you sure SWIFTtrip is not going into the ROI investment kind of stuff? What if this makes SWIFTtrip to go down? What if it fades away like the Ponzi schemes? All of those concerns, I know it's inside of you, but trust me, SWIFTtrip is dynamic. SWIFTtrip is different from all of those things out there. It is clear how this thing would just change your life. It is obvious, but I'm not going to share that with you. I keep it as a secret because I can boldly tell you that there are many persons copying the strategy of SWIFTtrip out there. Yeah. And they expect me to explain this to them. I am not going to explain it. For those who will partake out of this, congratulations. For those who will be skeptical until others make do with the opportunity and it's gone, congratulations to them. We bounce right to the top. See you some other time. Bye-bye.
Get that full 35%. Not a shareholder yet? No problem. Invest 300K or more and get a solid 20% ROI in 3 months.
Plus a 3% referral bonus for shareholders. It's partnership.
Yeah.
It's family.
Invest now. Own a piece of the future.
Listen, this isn't just about real estate. This is Swift Homes, building wealth. Don't just watch others build wealth. Be part of this future. Invest in SWIFTtrip now.
We bound right to the top. Right to the top!